Michelle, this is such an incredible showcase for you. I was hoping you might be able to try to explain it. What is this movie about?
Watch us like this.
Hot seat question.
Everybody,
Tell
look
us
at Michelle.
what is Everything Everywhere
Are
All
you
at
doing
Once?
that? Are you doing that? So the core of the movie is Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's about an amazing woman who is trying to have an amazing life. Are you laughing at me? Who is trying to hold together a completely dysfunctional family and then goes through all these like multi-universes. And at the end of the day, I don't know what I was doing in the movie. So,
Beautiful. Beautiful. It's going on the poster. How insane was it to even remotely begin to put this together?
it was completely insane. If you looked at my script, I literally had tags all the way around, backwards, because I tagged the number of scenes I appear in, every scene I appear in, whether it was action, drama, la-di-da, and I almost gave up because I was in almost every scene. And I must say, those two weirdos, I mean, wonderful, Daniel, wonderful.
Thank you, Mama.
They knew exactly what was going on. In all the chaos, whatever craziness, they had mapped it all out, and we just followed the drumbeat. And constantly, I would go to them, if I look bad, you're gonna die, okay? That was a mantra. You get it wrong, you're gonna die.
And we're not dead, so I guess we did a good job of making you
Yes.
not
Yep.
dead.
Yeah.
One of the things I love most about this project is that I read that it was originally developed for Jackie Chan and then reimagined for you, which I love.
You mean I'm not Jackie Chan?
No, you're not. I'm just being told you are not Jackie Chan.
When he lays his head down at night and he sweet dreams, he dreams he is Michelle Yeoh. Let me just say.
Well, I'm only very glad that these two amazing guys
Oh, thank you.
wised up and realized that it was not a Jackie Chan film. He's already done enough of those movies. It had to be a girl, a woman, I mean, a girl.
Absolutely.
It had to be the Michelle.
I was going to say it has
She's
to
not
be.
going to say it, but we're going to say it.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody else can play this role but Michelle. I mean,
Absolutely.
I
In
think
the
it's
same
written
way
for
that
her.
nobody else can play a Jackie Chan role, really.
Right.
Yeah.
He's unique and singular, you unique and singular and hot.
For Daniel, what was in the retooling for you that made Michelle make the most sense?
It wasn't even like retooling. It was like our little child brains started trying to write an action movie, and we were like, "Oh, it's probably a guy," and we wrote a draft. It
But
wasn't good.
To be fair, Michelle was always in the movie. Michelle was
Yeah.
actually going to play the wife in this gender swapped version.
Ah,
So we
in
wrote
his
it, and we were like,
dreams.
"Let's do a movie with Michelle and Jackie." And
Yeah.
it wasn't until the main character was
Michelle,
the wife
yeah.
that the script was any good. You know, it like
Well, it just-
suddenly clicked.
It opened up and it became way more personal. Became a lot easier for us to write it. I think both of us come from households with very, very strong, opinionated women. And you watch this movie and you see the character of Evelyn, and she is so specific and so, so beautifully complicated. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that we decided to switch it over to something that we could actually write to. Write what you know, and that's what happens.
Jamie, as I was instructed to call you, not being presumptuous.
The Jamie.
The Jamie.
They're the Daniels. We are all now the. You just
Amazing.
added it.
The Jamie. How
It'll
did
be
you?
on my IMDb page very soon.
How did you get roped into this? What about it this made you want to
I
say yes?
simply was sent this from them, and we met at a hotel, and I read it once. I've only read it once in my entire time.
Wow. Wow.
Because it was just very clear what they wanted, and I loved her. I just think she's amazing. I've known a lot of Deirdres in my life.
Wow.
And I have a lot of compassion, the loneliness of human existence. When I got married to my husband, the Reverend woman who married us said that you two are joining together to combat the loneliness of human existence. Wow. And I understand it makes me cry right here. I mean, like, I totally understand that there are lonely people in the world. And Deirdre was a really lonely woman. And she yielded and wielded her power in a very destructive way, which is what everybody at the IRS does. JK, joking. Love you guys. Don't audit me.
Oh God!
Fucking audit. I swear to God, I'm 63 years old. I've never been audited. Next year, my accountants are going to call. Jamie, what? They're auditing.
For Huy, you obviously have this incredible resume, and I think a tradition of sort of grand theatrical, heart-tugging movies. Did you see something similar in this? You know, it's a very high stakes, but it's also very indie in its sensibilities at the same time. But do you think that sort of fits into your canon in this way?
No, I mean, you know, when I first got a hold of the script, it was like I was scheduled to go in and audition for them, and I remember reading the script at 1 a.m. and I didn't finish until 5 a.m. And I laughed so hard and so loud, I woke up my wife. And by the time she came out, I had tears running down my cheeks.
Oh wow!
And she says, "You okay?" And I said, "I love this script, and I think Wayman, this role was written for me. I understood him, I felt him, and in fact, because I played 3 different versions of him.
Yeah.
And I got it." And I wanted this role so bad. You know, had you asked me, you know, do I want to win the lottery or win this role, I would have told you without a doubt I wanted this. Yeah. You know, and I was just very happy to go in and audition for them. And I'm so grateful to them for allowing me the opportunity to play this. You know, I haven't done it in 20 years.
Yeah.
And to have this as my comeback movie, it's just,
Your reminder movie.
it's
Yeah,
just
just reminding the world.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
never left. You never went anywhere.
Yeah, but you know, but it was you know, for a long period of time, acting was my favorite thing to do, and I had to step away from it because there was just nothing for me. It was just tough to be an Asian actor at that time, and I mean, you know, one of the reasons why I stepped away was because, you know, the roles that I got, not offered, but to audition for, was just so one-sided, so marginalized, so stereotypical, that it wasn't fun anymore.
Right.
So to read this script and for this role, it was one of the most happiest reading I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
So to be able to do this is just, and of course, I mean, to work with, you know, the Jamie Lee Curtis and the Michelle Yeoh, you know, make the experience even more, you know, greater. Hopefully for the audience, they'll be fun and amusing to see me in this role because, I mean, they've only seen me on screen as the child or an awkward teen. So for my return to be in a role where I play a middle-aged man, hopefully they'll find that, you know, new and interesting.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this is, you know, this is an amazing journey for me.
You know, I have to say that on my most recent flight from New York to LA, I watched The Goonies just last week, and I was like, wow, he loves acting. Like I even saw there just your absolute joy of performing, and it was so amazing, you know, after knowing you now, to get to go in hindsight to rewatch that movie and see that like the fire that you have and the passion you have was there even then when it was all new for the first time.
Yeah.
That was a really cool experience.
Yeah. Thank you.
Stephanie, I want to ask, like, this experience for you, like, was it just like soaking up all this knowledge and like, what was there like an indelible moment for you, like a day on set or something like advice or anything that just will stay with you forever?
She has the hardest part.
It is hard to play a villain, it turns out. To play a villain and also a daughter, but to not create a cliche of a villain.
Yeah.
And to be dressed in all these crazy costumes and stay grounded to like the heartbeat of the movie the whole time while still allowing chaos and unexpectedness. But I mean, I do really feel spoiled freaking rotten. I feel like I showed up to work every single day and was just learning. I remember the first day, he kept laughing because Jamie was so funny, and Jamie was like, sometimes I take a staple and I just press it to my finger and I don't break. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just staple myself now. Noted.